Hello, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Channel 13. I am Goddess 13. Today is August 23rd, 2026. Today is Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well this evening. I hope you guys are resting and getting ready for the new week. If you're at work, I hope you guys have a good night this evening and a good morning as to follow. I hope everyone is doing well. On tonight's topic, we're going to talk about tower moments. If you're familiar with the tarot card spread, we all know about the tower card. And for those of you who don't know, the tower card, in which is in the spread of the tarot cards, is a card that shows an image of a tower that's being set on fire. It has people jumping out of the window. It just looks like a bunch of chaos is going on the card. And a lot of people, they dislike this card because it looks like it's just destruction. It's a lot going on. Things are on fire, burning down to the ground. You're jumping out of the window to escape the fire. You got lightning bolts hitting the tower, and it's just a lot going on. A lot of people hate this card, but I'm here to tell you, having the tower card is a very good card. When you start to realize that all things come apart so that better things come together. And most people, they look at this card with a sense of destruction, chaos, unexplained, events, unfortunate events. Some people think, looking at it as losing everything. But once you really dig deep and understand this card, you will embrace it every time you see it drawn in a reading. Tower moments are meant to be, what's the word I'm looking for? They're meant to be embraced. How many times have you wanted to quit your job? Day in and day out, when you go to this place, you say, I hate this place. I don't like the people. The management is crazy. It stresses me out so bad. I'm not really making no money. I'm tired of going to this place. I'm ready to quit. I'm ready to find something else. So you go seek out for a reading, or you do your own reading. And you see this card show up in your reading. And then you start to wonder, oh my gosh, things are about to fall apart. Oh my God, I don't like this card. Da, da, da. But you just said a couple days ago that you confessed that you hated your job, you didn't like it, you was tired, you was stressed out, and you was ready to go. You didn't want to work there anymore. So the card is preparing you for that next step, for you to remove yourself from that job so that you can be somewhere better. Now, is the card going to tell you how it's going to happen and how you're going to leave the job? No. But that's where being open-minded comes into place when you see the Tower Tarot card. You need to be open and accepted of what's going to happen. Because one thing that I've learned is that when you ask for something, you need to be very specific. Because if you're not specific and you just say, I want to leave this job, I'm tired, blah, 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 anything can happen to where you exit the building and you're no longer on the payroll. So when you ask for something without the details and you see this card, we don't know what may happen to where you could leave this job. You can end up getting hurt. You can end up, being chronically ill. Anything can happen because you weren't specific in how you wanted to exit this particular job. But once again, being open-minded, period, is what's going to save you with this transition, because the Tower card is literally nothing but a card to show you that transitioning is in the play of things in your life. That you will be brought to a different place via Tower moment. Transitioning. That old building, aka your life, will be dismantled down to the foundation so that a new foundation can be built with stronger, better quality of material, and that your life will be on another level. Transitioning. But one thing I've noticed when people want transitioning versus scared of transitioning, it's harder for those people. Because when you're scared or you're adamant against change, it's going to come harder. And you're going to be kicking and fighting and digging your heels in the ground, digging your nails in the ground, just kicking and screaming all the way there, because you refuse to accept the transition. You refuse to accept change. And that's why it's harder for people to accept change when they always go against it. That's why it feels so uncomfortable for them. And it doesn't feel like they can go from point A to point Z with a smooth ride, because they're just kicking and screaming. Versus when you accept change and you acknowledge it and you trust it, it becomes easier for one to ride the wave. It's easier. It gives you more peace in your mind. You accept it. You wanted this. You know this is going to happen, but you don't know how it's going to happen, but you're accepted and open to this transition, to this change. Change brings about anew. And it's crazy for people to sit there and think that they can, have change happen and come about in their lives when they just want their life to stay the same. It's kind of like saying you want to work as, a doctor and you want the doctor pay, but you're still working at McDonald's. You don't want to change jobs. You want to still be the fry cook, but you want a doctor's salary. That doesn't even make any sense. In order to be a doctor, you're going to have to allow change and transition to come in and take the necessary steps to become the doctor. Tower moments are all about transitioning, deconstructing the old foundation to bring about a new. And when this happens, you literally have to be physically, spiritually, and mentally in tune to make this journey a smooth ride. You must trust yourself, and you must trust the universe and the energy that is working with you to elevate you to this next level. You cannot waver. You can't have doubt in this. And yes, you never know how it's going to turn out, because that's not the part that you should be trying to orchestrate. See, we as humans sometimes want things to happen in our lives a certain way. Like, sometimes you're not going to get that. Sometimes you're not going to be able to sit back and set up what you want like a movie, and you being the writer, and it's going to go every way that you wrote the script. No. Sometimes it's out of your control. And sometimes it's best that it's out of your control, because sometimes we will sit there and tamper with something and do something and mess it up. So then it just prolongs the process of transitioning and bringing things to a new. You got to start embracing tower moments. I hear people always say, life is so hard, and life is so hard, and life is not fair, and da 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 da. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, life is going to be lifing. But the question is, are you going to go along with these emotions every time things start twisting and turning in your life? Are you going to bend and fold with your emotions? Are you going to give in to the twists and turns and the rough tower moments? Are you going to fold? Are you going to just jump out the window and just hope for the best? Or are you going to jump out the window and wish, to fall to your death? Or are you going to jump out the window on your 2 feet, get up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving? All things fall apart so better things can come together. You must embrace tower moments. Learning to have both of your hands open all the time, because you cannot receive anything if your hands are always closed and holding on to the things of the past and to the things that you may know as of now. Change is an ebb and flow, yin and yang. Always keep your hands open and your mind open. That way, when things come and go, you're not holding on to anything. You're just letting them flow. Yin and yang, ebb and flow. That is a major part of human characteristics, is learning to just be open. And yes, sometimes things do get so heavy, but you can still lean on and reach deep down inside and ask the universe or whatever to give you strength to keep going. Because the worst thing you can do to yourself in life is to stop and quit. Laying down and dying has never been the answer. I always have this saying, be like the white fox, the white Arctic fox. Always keep moving forward and never go back. The key is keep moving. Some people may say, well, this is just happening too slow, and this seems like it's taking forever, and I'm just sitting here and I'm waiting. It don't matter. Keep moving. I don't care if you're moving like a cheetah or moving like a tortoise, but you must keep moving because energy never dies. Energy, it's neither created nor destroyed. It goes on forever. It's infinity. Keep going. Keep moving. Because you never know what's waiting on the other side. If you give up, that's never the answer. Giving up and quitting is a loser's mindset. It's a victim's mindset. And if you want to be a victor, you have to keep going. Even when it looks crazy and seems like there's no answer in sight, there's no inkling of any kind of, confirmation. Keep going. You must embrace the tower moments because the tower moments is what makes an individual. It's what makes them great. It's what makes them a god. It's what makes them a goddess. It's what makes them the ultimate victor because they kept going. And then once you start embracing tower moments and you keep going and moving forward, each time something comes up in your life, it gets easier to deal with. Something to come in your life that'll, have you really down, like say, your mother or one of your kids passed away. It'll hurt, but you've been here before. And you will have the strength and the energy and the tools and the mindset to keep going. Every round that goes, every round goes higher and higher. And the problems seem like they just keep getting more, tricky and more serious. But because you keep going and you embrace tower moments, you have the tools to maneuver through to get to the other side and level up and get on the next level. Embrace the tower moments because that is what makes us. That is what makes us and not breaks us. And you can't go through life with the victim's mindset because only those who have the victim mindset, they never make it to the other side. They end up throwing their hands up and just going AWOL. And like I said, it's okay to tap in and, ask for more strength, draw more strength in, draw more understanding, draw more patience in. Asking the universe to give you a better understanding of what's going on and give you the tools so that you can keep moving forward and moving through whatever it is, the situation, the tower moment that you are facing. Because you are stronger and triumphant more so than what's going on in your life, your problems, your challenges. Because with every challenge, with every problem, there is always a solution. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody do. I ain't even caring to listen to nobody telling me how it's going to turn out and how it's going to be if I don't do this. No, It's always going to get handled. There is always a solution to every challenge or problem. But it's up to you to dig down deep and find that answer, find that solution to come across it and come out on the other side. Go through it and come out on the other side. Tower moments is what makes us, not breaks us. Learn how to use it as a tool, as a catalyst to get and go through to be on the other side. Like I tell, myself, it can't rain forever. The sun has got to come out. And the day will always come to an end, for the next day is a new day. Keep going, y'all. Regardless, be a victor and keep going. Well, that's all I have for you guys tonight. I thought I'd hop on here since I haven't been on here for a while. Like I said, I've been ill and I've fallen ill, but it ain't gonna stop me. I'm still going. Can't stop, won't stop. So, just keep going. Keep going. Embrace the tower moments. Embrace. Well, that's all, guys. I'm going to let you go. I'm not going to keep you any longer. I hope you guys have a good first start of the week. Keep, grinding and getting those goals together because, like I said, previous videos, we are coming to a close for 2026. And, you want to go out to 2026 and come in 2027 with a bang. Well, that's just my time, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. See you later. Bye-bye.